my face. This is
you look stupid.
Welcome to Deep Dive Daily.
Good morning, Andy. Really good football game last night. Seahawks come away with the 1-point victory that we can give. I mean, I want to give the Seahawks credit because that was an incredible comeback. Yeah, best TNF ever. Yeah, sure. I'll allow it.
What was that? Was that Browns Ravens poop game? Was that TNF?
I think that was Monday night.
I feel like there was a Ravens Bengals TNF that was pretty good that I'm trying to remember, but honestly, it's funny because you see, I think Pizzola tweeted it out. Like, I've sat through all these AFC South garbage matchups. Like, we deserve one really good Thursday night football. And I think the point you're about to get to is how much credit do you want to give Seattle? Because they looked like dog shit for 2/3 of the game, and then
I would say more like 3/4 of the game, Andy.
Big,
actually a little bit more than 3/4 of the game. Once you include overtime, I guess you're right. It was 2/3 of the game.
So I left. If you guys watched halftime, we left the show when it was 30-14. Drew's final moments on air last night, where I really think he should have gone for 2 to go up by 17. You know, the difference between 15 and 16 is negligible. 17 is a 3-scored game, which obviously would have changed things. But it's funny that's what Drew left you with. So I got into the truck and I debated, should I listen to Christmas music? Because I love Vince. I can't say his last name. It's a fun Italian. Guardani, the guy who plays the Snoopy songs. Vince Guardini? I don't know. Sure. Anyway, he's the piano jazz pianist that does all the Snoopy music. I love that shit.
Okay.
Or should I pull up Westwood One and listen to the game? If they go 3 and out, I'll just say fuck it for the Seahawks, and I'll go home and watch Pluribus. And the announcers were pretty excited about the punt return. Like, he's gonna score. Like, oh God, I'm gonna have to go home and watch the rest of this game. Apparently,
it is Vince Guaraldi. Vince Guaraldi. Second big lead blown by the Rams. I think I've lost count, but it was either the 23rd or the 24th game of Sean McVay's career where his special teams have just completely shit their pants. Do you remember any? Was this 23 or 24? I forget.
26 by my
26. Oh my God. Oh, I guess I'm forgetting about the playoff ones.
We're not. You were doing regular season shittings, whereas
unbelievable.
And how do you weigh pants shittings in the in the playoffs? They should be weighted differently.
That's a good point. Second half over out there. Before we even called it a pot,
both teams scored into the 20s. In fact, one scored into the 30s.
Wow.
By themselves. Obviously, overtime was not needed for that.
Here's just some general commentary, because I was watching. I was drinking last night, but I was watching very closely. Okay.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford had one of his best games of the season. He closed the total EPA gap on the leaders. He will likely win the MVP as a 5 seed, assuming he doesn't fall flat on his face Monday night against the Falcons, which I can't imagine he would, but you never know. He was the reason they lost.
We said it. He had to lose.
His inaccurate. He had a couple of airmails on beautifully drawn up plays in that fourth quarter that would have put that game away.
Voters takeaway, Drew?
No, of course not.
I'm just saying, yards and 3 touchdowns.
Like, you can hold 2 thoughts in your head. Like, he had an amazing performance over the balance of the game, but like, if he just makes a couple of crispier passes in that fourth quarter, they wouldn't going away. And so there's a little bit of the loss you hang on McVay for his decision making. There's a little bit of the loss you hang on the special teams for sucking, and there's a little bit of the loss you hang on Stafford, I think, for not completing some very makeable passes in that fourth quarter that put that game away. I thought that
there were some drops for the receivers, man.
And then I think there were some drops, but there were a couple drops that were uncatchable balls too, right?
Oh, for sure.
Anyway, I'll have to go back and rewatch the fourth quarter.
I had to look it up too. It was Kate Scott. I didn't think she was that bad. Although I did only listen to her for about 15 minutes on the drive home. I didn't care for the color commentary that was with her. I wasn't super sure who it was, but
Hmm.
she is the play-by-play announcer for the 76ers of the Fighting Philadelphia area. Puka had an amazing game. There were books that had him favorite for Offensive Player of the Year at points during the game.
So
I don't, especially after the game, he immediately tweets out about the refs again.
yeah, he apologized though. I don't think anyone holds that against him.
I mean, he apologized during the day, and then he had to tweet again.
He apologized after. He apologized after the second tweet too. He was literally like in the moment.
This is like me yelling at my kids. Hey, I get that you're sorry, but you can't just keep fucking doing this and saying
he apologized,
you're sorry.
and he apologized.
Eventually,
he apologized. He apologized. It's bygones.
Yeah.
Bygones. Anyway, I got two other thoughts.
So likable. He was
two other
just
thoughts.
This likable guy.
I know.
He was a lower draft
and
pick.
then it all turned on its head. We're not even commenting on the other shit going on with him. That's very weird. But
I don't know that he was purposely. I really, really don't feel like he was purposely being anti-Semitic, but he kind of stepped in it with that. The whole dance.
Oh, I was talking about the paternity stuff.
Oh, and his brother stole a car the other day.
And his brother stole a car.
Which is very odd.
He's having a weird. He's having a weird.
It's a weird week.
It's been a weird week. All right.
Just give me the Christmas. He said.
Two other thoughts. I don't have any more. I mean, we know Puka Nacua is fucking unbelievable. Like he did unbelievable shit, and there were cracks and concerns about the Seahawks defense certainly coming out of that game. There are a lot of
both defenses.
You know what? Also, as we're kind of cutting up the loss shame pie, a slice goes to Matthew Stafford for losing the coin toss. If he wins that toss, then they get the ball second, and they probably win by one because that's just the way it was going.
I don't know that that's true, Drew.
Because you think they would have played for the tie?
I don't.
The Rams benefited from a tie.
So there's two things. The Rams may have played for a tie because I think they actually would have benefited more than the Seahawks would have. Secondly, I don't know that they would have gotten the ball second. I think teams are very split on what to do in overtime, whether to take the ball first or second.
Okay.
And I don't think there's actually some huge advantage one way or the other. And I think it kind of depends on your strategy. And I think there's a lot of cases for that. Was the fun part of the going back and forth on the strategy last night was, should you go for two? And I think a big part of it was, well, there's 3 goddamn minutes left. And if you think your defense is suddenly going to gird their loins and you're playing for a tie, good. I mean, if it was like kicking the extra point with 5 seconds left, that's one thing. And also the tie just didn't help them. So that was the biggest part of it. But the calculus on the third possession, I think is very interesting for some of these teams.
Yeah, and honestly, there was a lot of time left. So Seahawks were back against the wall. They had to go. There was enough time left that they were probably going to lose. Anyway,
and it's funny.
It was a brilliant play. Oh yeah, Kubiak Kubiak pulled the good. He saved the good shit for the end. Good job, Kubiak.
It's going to be funny if the Seahawks do end up, beating the Niners in 2 weeks and things flesh out that way. The 1 seed is basically turning down to Charbonnet wandering over to ambling, just kind of moseying over to a ball, grabbing it with one hand and looking at it. 2 points.
2 points.
The announcers were kind of like, oh, that was heads up play by him to get on the ball. What the fuck are you talking about, sir?
He was making sure
you're
that
acting
he was getting
like
it back
he
to the ref.
sprinted and dived and then it's mine. He walked over to pick it up, much like the end of The Longest Yard, where Paul Crewe just the warden's telling the guard to shoot him. He was just going to pick up the ball.
Brad has a good point about people don't really like the refs, so they are going to side with Puka. And actually, Puka might have had a point. I think
Brad's a huge fucking hypocrite.
There's because
Brad had nothing but good things to say about Terry McAuley last night.
He's an ump.
To his credit, like he was fucking nailing it.
Yeah, of course. I would say this: the Puka was like, the refs are sharing social clips of them making calls. The sideline catch by Cooper Kupp There were probably some refs sharing their sideline. Did you see me on Amazon? Oh yeah,
The one closer to the
call.
pylon who made
Oh,
the
yeah.
thing. I'm like, that was very emotive.
Oh
and
my
then you
goodness!
see the second girl come in, and she's like,
yeah.
Oh, Randy's gonna do that. Well, I have to one up him.
Yeah,
I'm going
we can.
full.
Oh yeah, we are gonna put some extra sauce on this, and I'm
Do a
gonna share
Gary
this.
Player sidekick.
I'm gonna go viral, baby. Yeah, so maybe Puka has a point. All right, enough kind of being ridiculous. Let's talk about the implications for this. So the Rams likely 5 seed now, likely a touchdown-y favorite on the road against whoever wins the NFC South, and the
6.5, yeah.
the likelihood of week 18 being Niners Seahawks to decide the 1 seed is pretty high. I think we're back to Sam Darnold on the road in the last week of the season on Sunday Night Football to determine a 1 seed, which was the scenario we talked up, I think, week 3. we postulated that this could happen, which is crazy. Anyway, yeah, good.
I have a question because you've done more with the playoff
not enough
than I.
It's
not enough, but
tie
breaking. Well, and I feel like Drew. I feel like a lot of Drew's scenarios that he punched in might have had the Rams winning last night.
Oh yeah, surely. Yeah,
So now with the win, and let's assume that Phillip Rivers looks worse and loses a primetime game this week.
He's a 6-point dog. That's fair. Or, excuse me, 5.5 point dog. He's getting
it is kind of coming around. So here's the thing: the Bears are very live to go to San Francisco and win, especially based on how they run their offense. I actually love the Bears offense against the Niners right now.
Nice.
Does that cancel out a fun week 18 game? Like at that point, what is the tiebreak implications for? Because sometimes it's like, oh, the records are different, but if they win, then they're tied, and then the tiebreakers go to the Niners. So
it does. Yeah.
So even if they lose to the Bears,
it cancels it out. If the Niners lose to the Bears, then the 4:00 window is Rams versus Cardinals and Seahawks versus Niners in the same slot, so that they're playing coincidentally, and that neither they're. Do you know what I'm trying to say? You know how they do that, where they line them up time wise. They'll line up the 2 NFC West games played at the same time if the Niners lose to the Bears, and then there's a world where the Bears Lions week 18 becomes the interesting game. Then if that doesn't materialize, then there's a world where Steelers Ravens, I guess, is the most interesting game. That's kind of sad. And then if that doesn't materialize, then there's a world where Bucks Panthers is the most interesting game.
Yeah, I hadn't looked at the records, but
Niners,
there's
going to be a good week 18 game.
Yeah, because then Niners losing to the Bears winning this week would be 11-5, and let's assume Seattle wins on the road next week at Carolina. They'd be 13-3, and there'd be no way to catch them to get a tiebreaker in week 18. So then even at that point, a Niners win coupled with a Rams
Cardinals win. Yeah, right.
No,
right. Cardinals lost. Yeah. Well, okay. That'll flip it. That flips it.
Yes, so the Rams could still get the 1 seed in that scenario.
Oh yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. That's why they stack them. They play them at the same time. Yeah, no question. Yeah, they don't want a situation where the Rams have won, and then after that they play Seahawks, Niners, and the only outcome is that the Niners can spoil the 1 seed for the Seahawks, but they're all in the playoff.
The nightmare for schedule makers is Falcons and Bears upset teams next week.
Yes, that would be
because then Seattle is just locked in.
Yes, but I mean the nightmare for the schedule makers is that the Steelers beat the Lions, the Ravens lose to the Patriots, then the Steelers beat the Browns and lock up the AFC North, and all of the NFC West is decided. And then, like, literally, they're scraping the barrel and they're putting Tampa Bay, Carolina on Sunday Night Football Week 18. That's bad. That's the worst.
The other thing, so what I was trying to get to was Los Angeles's path back to the 1 seed being not that crazy.
Oh, it's not that crazy.
But again, in some of these scenarios, and even a scenario where the Rams beat Oh, I put it as a tie. In a scenario where the Rams beat the Falcons next week, the Seahawks beat the Panthers, the Niners lose to the Bears. In that scenario, it's much, much more likely that the Bears just get the 1 seed.
Yeah.
Because then if the Niners, Rams, and Bears
last night's
win,
outcome was asymmetric.
Bears are 1 seed.
Last night's outcome was asymmetric. If the Rams won, they were like effectively locked into the 1. If the Seahawks won, they're the 1 for now. But there are a number of other teams that could still stake that claim. Anywho,
a 13-4 Bears team. Jesus,
I think we should all just give Mike McDonald a healthy pat on the back for going for the win and not getting a tie.
I'm not in love anymore.
Yes. I know it. And then thankfully, can you imagine if that game had ended in a tie? Oh my God. The blue balls would have been painful. Anyway, thankfully we got an outcome there. So we do actually have some interesting kind of unfolding of how this plays out. One of the fun wrinkles, and I'm just going to presume that the Niners Seahawks is going to be our week 18 game, and that's going to decide the 1 seed. That would mean Brock Purdy and company is in prime time, not once, not twice, but 3 times in a row to end the season. So gird your loins for a lot of Kyle Shanahan and a lot of Brock Purdy. Here's my question, Andy. Do you have an opinion on why Brock Purdy sucks in primetime?
He gets nervous.
He played pretty good in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but sometimes he gets nervous.
He played pretty good in an NFC Championship game when he was down to the Lions.
Who was the guy they had to put out when everyone got hurt? Was that Josh Johnson that played that day?
I'm wondering if it's a night thing, if it's a nighttime thing.
Night songs. I don't know. Maybe that's something that he can, get rid of as time goes by. The pressure you put on yourself.
Maybe.
Nobody
do you think it is a pressure-based thing and not like a darkness thing?
What do you mean? Like he has trouble seeing in the dark?
Or just like a time of day?
Like how my grandparents don't like to drive at night?
Like he's a farmer. Like he probably gets up at 4 a.m, gets going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly. Drew, I raise goats.
Yeah, you are a farmer. Yeah.
I get up, I put on
you put the straw in the asparagus. You just told me. Yeah.
I get up, I put my chore boots on, I go out and I feed the goats some goat cookies that we bake.
The NFC Championship game was late, but it was still at the very tail end of daylight West Coast time.
Night. So you think it's a circadian? Are we gonna do it? Yeah, I have an astigmatism. It does affect driving at night. It's a pain in the ass, and your contact takes forever to turn that way.
I'm just curious because if we're gonna get Brock Purdy again, granted, if he does have a problem playing at night, we're not going to get the third game because it's not going to mean anything because the Niners could presumptively lose one of these next 2 or both. But I'm curious to see if Brock Purdy can overcome what has at this point in his career been a bit of a bugaboo for him, which is playing at night. So watching that. Anyway.
See how far I can make my lips move one way? Can you do that? Hey, you're pretty
Can
good.
You do the eyebrow trick? Can you raise one eyebrow?
Never could. I hate I love The Rock, but I hated him because of that, because I can't.
Anyway. All right. I don't have much else. I think basically 4 awards are still relatively undecided. That's exciting. The market is with me on a lot of sides this week, which is exciting, but also a little nervous.
The Bears theme is unnerving.
Bears Steve is unnerving. 6.5 for the Eagles are gone. That's now 7. There has been the Saints are out to 6.5. Do you see that? that feels pretty solid.
I felt bad missing the 4. I got a cheap 4.5.
Titans are down to 3. The Falcons are out to 3. Basically every side that I bet this week, Bills are 10.5 now. Every side that I bet this week has wind in its sails, except for the Linos, who are down to 6.5. Not sure why the market didn't want to come with me on Detroit against Pittsburgh, but so be it. Feeling pretty good about this week. Oh, actually, I take back. Jags also against me. Broncos are out to 3.5. Yeah, so two sides went against me. Everything else is in pretty good shape. Any newsworthy notes, injuries that you wanted to bring up before we?
No, I mean the big one, Tet McMillan, full practice. The foot injuries. He missed Wednesday, but he was a full go yesterday with the foot and ankle stuff. I think he was just kind of resting up, that sort of stuff. Shamar Stewart's going to be activated from the IR for the Bengals. I don't think it's going to save their season. T. Higgins remains limited. I don't know what benefit he has from playing unless he's looking for some incentive stuff. But, man, your brain's important. Deron Bland is going to have foot surgery on his left foot. That guy was a flash in the pan and now has had a ton of injuries. Do you see Graham Glasgow missed practice? The knee injury.
Yeah. He hasn't played in what, 3-4 weeks?
Yeah, that was kind of
they figured out a ways around that somehow. I don't know how.
It was seeming like he was trending back, but we'll see when we get to Friday. The Josh Jacobs stuff is maybe what's driving some of this Bears money as well, is they haven't had good injury reports, and Jacobs seems to be trending the wrong way. Anthony Richardson's name has gotten thrown around this week in some of the injury stuff. I don't ever want to see him play football again, I don't think. I don't have a lot more. I think a lot of it's coming down to we need to see some of these Friday reports for a few of the important players, and then move on with our life, win all these bets. Tony Adams on the IR for the Jets. TJ Watt, lung. Much like Doc Holliday. He has a lung issue.
He's got the lung.
Will miss time. He's
got the lung. He's got the black lung pop.
Lunger. I got the black lung, Papa.
Yeah. All right. I don't have any other thoughts. What's your weekend look like?
Pasta bar tonight. As I mentioned to Drew, pre-show, I brined some chicken breasts this morning, and I dry brined some steak to put on top of the fettuccine Alfredo today. And before I leave for Chicago, I will be making biscuits and gravies for the in-laws because I do love fresh biscuits. I got to remember to put some butter in the freezer for that. Yum. And then down to Chicago, pregame, tailgate, watching the games, hanging out. I'll be in the West Loop. Actually, I'll be at there's a work event I'm going to go to in a part of town I'm not really familiar with, but you know who is? Whoever's driving my Uber.
All right. Well, we talked about last night. I recommended a couple Italian wines for your pasta party. My wine minute of the day, or wine of the week. Gonna talk about procuring wines for Christmas. I have a special suitcase that I travel with wine. This is not a joke. It has like a little foam insert, so you can do 6 or 12 if you want to use the full suitcase for wine, or if you only want a half. You know why this is important, Andy, is because if you're flying Alaskan in the West Coast, wine flies free. So you can go to wine country, you can bring wine with you, and then when you come back, you can procure 12 wines and fly them home for free. Which is quite convenient. Oregon, that works. Washington, that works. Napa, that works. If you're flying in and out of Charles Schultz Airport, your aforementioned Peanuts creator, Charles Schultz Airport in Santa Rosa, Alaska, flies out of there. And pretty sweet deal. So I'll be flying wine to the East Coast. Yeah, go ahead.
Why is it named after him?
He is from Santa Rosa, and he is their headquarters. Well, maybe he wasn't born there, but when the time of his life where he was writing Peanuts comics, he lived there, and the headquarters of the Peanuts Corporation is right there in Santa Rosa. Where was he born? Like Ohio or something?
He's from here. No, he's
from Minnesota.
He's well loved. Yeah, he's one of our well loved artists.
When
military hero.
When did he move to California?
I think after he got back from World War II.
That sounds about right. Yeah, you're right. He was born in Minneapolis. He died in Santa Rosa.
He stayed in Minneapolis till 1958. They moved out to Sebastopol.
Sebastopol.
Oh boy, yeah, didn't do
Sebastopol. Yes, almost got it. They moved out to Sebastopol in 58.
Corporate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, there's all kinds of weird.
Your wine flies free.
Wine flies free, and I have a suitcase that I taking wine to the East Coast for Christmas. I got a Chateau Neuf de Pas that I'm excited to open. We got a Barolo in there. I have a Burgundy that I'm excited to try. First time. It's a pretty, I went Grand Cru, relatively high there. I love Pinot in general, so excited to try that one. But the star of the show is a Bordeaux. And so the wine of the week is going to be a Bordeaux. I ended up tracking down a wine from St. Julien, which is left bank. Important to know about Bordeaux wines. There's left bank and right bank. Okay. And the way that you know left bank and right bank is if you're on the river floating down towards the Atlantic Ocean. Okay. Left bank is on your left, right bank is on your right. Right.
But if you're going towards Paris,
then yeah, you'd be on a different river. But yes.
Oh yeah, you're not insane.
Yeah, you'd be on a different river. Anyway,
all rivers go to Paris, Drew.
All rivers flow to the ocean, Andy, which is to say that if you're on the river, left bank is on your left, right bank is on your right.
Which river is it in Bordeaux?
I think it's a Grandi or something. I don't know how to pronounce it. G. It begins with a G. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It is one of the most famous wine growing regions on earth, if not the most. They are kind of most well known for their Grand Cru class and Premier Cru class Bordeaux style blends. They use the noble grapes, which is Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Merlot, Malbec, and Petit Verdot, I think. I don't remember what the fifth one is. Right. Is it? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it's usually a Cabernet Sauvignon heavy blend, the most famous wines, the most expensive wines in the world, the ones that you'll see at the top tier restaurants and steakhouses, the Chateau Latours, the Chateau Mouton Rothschild, Lafite. What are the other ones? There's like 6 of them that are like, the Grand Cru class, whatever. Anyway, St. Julien doesn't have
Rex Ryan.
St. Julien is a little town on the left bank that doesn't have any of the Grand Cru. But it's right south of Pauillac, which has Latour. Yeah, Latour is a Pauillac, and it's just north of the Médoc, which has Chateau Margaux. That's another one of the famous ones. Anyway, St. Julien's sandwiched between them, and it's really good wine. But it takes a long time to let the tannins mellow out. So it's like if you go to the supermarket and you pick a or a St. Julien Bordeaux off the shelf, like lay it down for a decade. That's where we're at here. And the proprietor I get most of my French and Italian wine from up in Berkeley, Kermit Lynch, opened up their cellar, and they offered 1986 St. Julien's out of their collection, maximum 2 per order. And my brother was born in 1986. He turns 40 this year coming up. And I was like, this will be a great gift. So bringing him a 1986, he gets to drink a wine of his birth year. I'm excited to try it myself. It'll be pretty outstanding. So that is the star of the show. If you are shopping for a Bordeaux and you want to open it and drink it this weekend, don't get an expensive one. Don't get an expensive one. Go lower. Go Bordeaux Superior is kind of like the village quality. Like it's the same grapes, it's the same land. It's just a little bit lower class, and they don't put as much oak in it. which means it's drinkable now, right? It's not going to age, but it's going to be good now. And I would, if you're at Topmo, look for the Alfio Morricone selection. Bordeaux Superior is pretty good there. And just in general, like if you're getting one that's been released in the last 5 years, don't go for the top shelf stuff. If you're looking for a top shelf one, you want it to be at least 10 years old. So with all that, Bordeaux, hat tip to Bordeaux and Saint Julien. Another trick is get a wine book or an atlas, a wine atlas, right? And look at some of the Bordeaux maps and look at where the land is. That is like the premier, the Chateau Latour little plot of land, right? And then there are vineyards all around it that are effectively the same terroir that are substantially less expensive, and procure your wine from those chateaus and lay it down for 5 years, and then you get yourself some good holiday wine. So that's our plan for Christmas. I'm the most excited to try the Burgundy myself, but we get to drink a 40-year-old wine. And actually, you know what? Here's a recommendation: if you are a family man, if you've got kids, and you want to get them a birthday, a
Burgundy. Get them a nice Burgundy.
No, I would say get them a bottle. Get them, buy a bottle of their birth year and lay it down to give them to them as a gift when they get older. I wish my parents had done that. I would love to open a 1981, but I don't have access to that, and it would be quite expensive because that was a good year. So I'm not going to do it, but get to try 1986.
Yeah, it's not. My kids aren't so old that it wouldn't be.
Yeah,
hard.
Think about it now.
Because I wanted
if you have
to
a place to lay it
that.
down, you got to lay it down on its side though. Don't buy it and then stand it up somewhere that the temperature fluctuates and the cork is going to dry out and the wine's going to spoil. Find a nice, cool, damp, dark place. Lay it down on its side.
Yeah, I've told the story of that gold machine at the Gold Nugget in Vegas. You could buy gold ingots. That's how I lost my driver's license in Las Vegas, because I left it in the machine. You had to use that for, money laundering issues. They were worried people were going to launder thousands of dollars just by buying gold through a machine, pumping hundreds in. So I bought a proofed silver dollar, for like $50 or whatever it was. And it was the year my daughter was born. So then I got home and I'm like, why did I buy this? So I got excited about the vending machine. And then I told my wife, well, I got it for her. It's her birth year. So put it in the fire safe. It's in there somewhere.
Oh yeah.
So then when I went back, for my second kid, I'm like, well, I got to get him one of these.
Got to get him too. Yeah.
But the Chateau, or a nice Bordeaux.
Yeah,
sounds a lot better than a stupid coin.
I think the oldest bottle.
I'm just speculating on the price of silver, buddy.
I don't know that I've ever had more than like a 15-ish year old bottle of wine. I have a couple of 2009s saved. I got married in 2009, and I have a couple of 2009s saved for, I don't know, 20th anniversary, 25th, who knows. But and that'll be fun. But I don't think I've ever had a 20-year-old bottle. Certainly never had a 30. Certainly never had a 40. So I'm pretty fucking stoked to see what.
I have one. I'm gonna have to look at it. It's laying in a cabinet, but it's like an 06 Bordeaux.
Ooh, nice. Sick.
I had a good friend, and she got her master's in French.
20-year-old
taught
bottle,
French for a while.
And
she went to France, and I'm like, God, buy me a Bordeaux.
Fuck yeah,
from real Bordeaux, right?
Fuck yeah. Will you send me the name? I will tell you all about it.
I'll have to look at the year. I think that's about right.
Sick.
06.
That's sick.
I get it right on. It's right on the windowsill on the south side, so the sun glints through it nicely. Just trying to trigger.
Don't open it. Go ahead and just put that right in the garbage.
Yeah. Hey, you bought vinegar.
That's funny. All right, man.
Any hot takes in the fight tonight? There are people who very much want to bet Jake Paul because it's rigged, but
I would not do that. No, thank you. I think it's probably Mayweather McGregor light. kind of vibes.
Yeah, it's like -5, -900 kind of stuff. Like
I saw them at the weigh-in, and one of them is a professional boxer and a very, very, very large man, and the other is Jake Paul.
parlay it with some shit if you want to have some fun on a Friday.
All right. Have a great weekend. Good luck at the game. Good luck, go Bears. I hope all of our bets win this week, and I will catch you at some halftime shows, but maybe not till Sunday. We'll see how we're doing.
Oh, you got to find me Saturday night for Bears.
All right. Well, I will. I have to be responsible for it though, right? So I have to be at my computer to do it.
I don't know. I could bring it with. I don't know. We'll see.
No, don't do that.
To the bar? Is this laptop guy at the bar?
Okay. I wouldn't. You don't want to be responsible for it all night. You don't want to lug in a computer around. All right, man. If I'm for the Bears game, I may be home. If I am, I'll fire away and control the show. If I'm not, then I'll text you and you can just enjoy your night, and we'll catch up on Sunday. All right, man. Where's the music? There it is.
See you guys. Working out. Why did she do the leg kick on the completion?
I don't know. It's really funny though.
Are you familiar with the Gary